So I had a really great response yesterday when asking if people would appreciate more like form tips and exercise execution and cueing. So that's what I'm here to do today. We're starting with neutral spine. What you want to be thinking about during any exercise, really, I'd say 95% of exercises is kind of the position that your spine is in, and in most cases, this is what you want to see. So a nice level shoulder girdle here. I'm very active in my abs. I'm drawing my hip bones in together. My ribs are nice and tucked, and my pelvis is level underneath me, hip bones facing square forward here. So this would be a nice neutral spine. From this position, I would carry this back, say for a deadlift, and just take that entire spine and shove it back. Some deviations from neutral spine would be, it can pretty much go wrong in 2 places here. 3 places, I should say, the neck too. First deviation would be in the neck here. So you're nice and neutral spine here, and then your neck is just like hanging forward here. We don't want that. We want the neck retracted. Think double chin S, nice and long right here. Neutral spine with a nice retracted long neck. Deviation number 2 can come from your shoulders here. You could have a nice long neck, level pelvis, and then have your shoulders completely rolled forward here, like this. And this is maybe where you're doing some typing, some texting, you're reading, whatever, you're just sitting in this position. So what I want you to think is draw those shoulder blades down into your back pocket, spiral those shoulders open, and nice open collarbone here. Not like throwing it back like this either, where like I'm shoving my shoulder blades down so hard that my ribs are flaring, but I'm like in a nice middle ground here where my ribs feel like they're pulling straight down, my shoulder blades feel like they're pulling straight down, and it feels balanced. The third deviation could be from your hips. So again, same kind of pattern here. You can either have those hips way behind you here in extension. My hip bones are pointing toward the floor versus straight in front of me. And I have like this nice, huge curve in my spine here. Butt might look great, but the spine is compromised. So right here, what you want to do is pull those hips back under you by drawing your tailbone down toward the floor and hip bones square ahead here. There is another extreme, obviously, balance. And for this one, I want you to think like Steve Urkel. Like I'm just completely sitting into my low back here. My hip bones are more facing toward my head, and I'm just like parked in my low back. And you'll see this one with like deadlifts when people come down around it like this. And then the other extreme, the Beyonce, the Kim K booty, would be here, where I'm also dumping my low back this way, and I'm gonna yank the bar up using my back versus my legs. This would be a proper deadlift. Nice neutral spine, flat, very active, and driving my legs to the floor to bring myself to standing. Easy way to find neutral spine is to go between the 2 extremes and kind of find where you feel active in that transition. So going from like Kim K to Urkel, to Kim K to Urkel. And when you feel that pull in your abs that's gonna help you get there, that's pretty much where your neutral spine is, just as like a quick and dirty like neutral spine tutorial. This is the position that you want your core to be in, again, for most exercises. When you're doing a core exercise, it's gonna be a little bit more extreme, so it's not gonna be quite as like, I'm gonna use the word passive, but I just mean passive relative to an ab exercise. So like, think like this is like 30 to 50%, not even, maybe 30% of like total activation, and during like a dead bug or a hard plank, that's just gonna be like a little bit more extreme. You're gonna pull just a little bit harder here. My pelvis is gonna tilt just a little bit more toward my face, and it's gonna be more like this. But as far as bracing for a move like a deadlift or bicep curls, like literally anything, like neutral spine is the way to go. It's the safest position. So neck position, shoulder position, and hip position. And if you got those down pretty well, then you're probably good to go. Those of you interested in the 8 Straight program, every week we're gonna do an in-depth tutorial. So like this one I was trying to do a little bit quicker. For my in-depth for the program, it's gonna be a little bit more in-depth. But this is kind of what you're gonna be looking forward to for 8 weeks.